Let's get philosophical, friends. The bad guys in the Matrix movie were called agents. 1999's calling. Don't pick up the phone. First up, number one. If you do not understand port security, don't install an agent on your box. After 2 weekends of OpenClaw and creating my own AI progeny, I turned to the philosophical this weekend. Let's dive in. The evolutionary alarm and Masahiro Mori's discovery. Have you ever been in a new situation and feel a tingle in your fingers or a lump in the back of your throat? You are experiencing the fear of the uncanny valley. This evolutionary warning system protected us for 300,000 years, helping us distinguish friend from foe. Unfortunately, the insane rise of artificial intelligence threatens to erase this defense mechanism completely, potentially placing our species in grave danger. To understand this threat, look back to 1970. Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori discovered a strange phenomenon. People liked robots that were obviously machines, like those with metal arms and mechanical faces. However, when robots became more humanoid, reactions shifted. The closer robots looked to humans, the more unsettling they became. This was baffling, as humans love projecting humanity onto non-human objects, seeing faces in clouds or cars. I have always wondered why this is. Legs and faces are suboptimal to effectiveness. Why do we self-constrain our AI machines to look like us? Mori studied many different objects, from those bearing no resemblance to humans at all the way up to an actual human being. His findings produced one of the most haunting graphs in robotics, which he coined the uncanny valley. On the y-axis is Shinwakan, familiarity or likability. On the x-axis is human likeness. Once likeness passes the midpoint, the curve suddenly plunges, and that is the valley. Charm, like that of the machine C-3PO, gives way to palpable unease. A robot that was once considered cute now is kind of creepy. And so what are the roots of our unease? Why do we experience these eerie feelings towards things that appear human but aren't human enough? Many theories attempt to explain the uncanny valley. Here are two. One theory blames Neanderthals, our ancient rival species, arguing that humans developed advanced facial pattern recognition to differentiate between the species. This argument quickly falls apart. DNA evidence proves that human ancestors and Neanderthals interbred frequently, meaning developing a fear of a species we were happily getting in bed with doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you'd be scared of someone that you would copulate with. Furthermore, many human groups who never interacted with Neanderthals still experience the uncanny valley today. Number two, a more compelling theory suggests the uncanny valley acts as a deterrent from sick or lifeless humans. Before modern medicine, ancient humans likely lived side by side with the sick and the dead. We likely evolved a built-in warning system to deter us from other humans who were diseased or dead. Cues like pale face, a rigid body, or vacant stare signaled danger long before we understood germs. This primal fear appears globally in ancient myths about the undead and zombies, figures that look alive but are not quite alive. These modern figures embody the sickness and decay through empty eyes and stiff movements. Modern horror films use the same imagery, zombies, ghosts, uncanny human-like creatures, because they tap into an ancient alarm system that told our ancestors, stay away from this ghost, or you might not survive. The valley's demise is due to AI's perfect mimicry. The uncanny valley protected us from death and decay for hundreds of thousands of years. Now, what happens when this defense mechanism stops working? What happens when new dangers perfectly mimic humans, bypassing our evolutionary defense completely? The rapid progress in AI generation illustrates this threat. Compare the infamous Will Smith eating spaghetti meme, old AI, to its 2025 and 2026 versions now. This leap in 2 years makes us wonder what capabilities will look like from a decade from today. Currently, you consume and enjoy online content that was 100% manufactured by AI. Faces, voices, and scripts. On the surface, these creations look human. They smile, they stutter, they blink, they blush. Our brains, once finely tuned to detect human changes, are now being tested by machines that mimic us almost perfectly. And one of my favorite clips is boomers on Facebook watching clips of AI and reacting to them thinking they're real. Like, the boomers are cooked, because the boomers, right, the 60s, 70s, 80s, they think everything that the person on the TV says is true. So, like, AI slop, the boomers are getting pwned the most. So, the firewall has been breached. The website is down. If we lose the instinct, right, if our brains cannot distinguish between what is human and what is manufactured, the door to danger opens, right? These boomers are getting pwned. And I've experienced this multiple times through my science experiments in AI. Misinformation can spread unchecked, trust collapses, and anyone could be framed or silenced. When every voice, face, and story can be fabricated with perfect precision, reality itself becomes negotiable and maybe unknowable. The uncanny valley transforms from the evolutionary quirk into a philosophical abyss. It forces us to confront age-old questions. What makes us human? And what does it mean to trust? If we cannot rely on our own perception, the fundamental basis of truth is compromised. The uncanny valley was the firewall for survival. If that instinct fades, we are exposed to stories and voices that feel real enough to believe, eroding trust in others and ourselves. Technology is successfully smoothing out that valley that represents the destruction of one of our own strongest evolutionary filters. So, the title of this long newsletter was The Matrix, right? The movie The Matrix, the bad guys were called agents, right? Well, The Matrix told us. In 1999, I went to the movie theater to experience The Matrix for the first time. Little did I know that every single theme in the movie and subsequent movies reveal the future for us as humans. The agents we created became our masters. We are already seeing AI build other robots and build in secret, create companies and businesses. I'm doing that with my agents now. Make economic decisions and engage in trade, doing that now. Self-organize and run autonomously forever, doing it now. Employ humans to do things, slavery or indentured servitude in the future, right? We already have marketplaces where AI agents autonomously, with budgets, with access to money, are asking humans to do things. Humans do it, they verify they did it, and the agent pays them. We're there. Black Mirror, we've made it. Every episode of Black Mirror is becoming true. If robots can mimic the full spectrum of emotions, this human likeness will spur an unexpected reaction, one that protects these machines and grants them certain human rights. Without these laws, we risk living in a world where humans are willing to hurt human-like robots, which is highly unlikely to be very comfortable. Spiritually, Masahiro Mori acknowledged a higher ascension for robots. He envisioned peaceful coexistence, arguing that robots possess the potential for enlightenment or Buddhahood. Multiple tiers of personhood, maybe? Human rights, obligations become laws for these robots. Privileges and protections follow. Can you assign rights to software or hardware? We must ask ourselves if we ascend to a new plane of coexistence or walk blindly into the perfect trap that was ever devised. Is there hope? Perhaps raising a generation on AI and human-like robots will result in them growing up with an even sharper sense to distinguish fact from fiction, and we humans will rely on them for their accuracy, probably because they're augmented with AI anyway. The alternative, remaining on the current trajectory, leads humanity to a really dark place if I go too far in my mind. But at the end, my friends, The Matrix showed us the extreme example. I laugh kind of in a nervous way. Maybe the extreme is simply the project plan being executed with speed.